Today is Thursday, 15th of Safar, 1445, after the Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to that 1st of August 2023. I'm Khadija Nuru Yalleman, waiting also for. President Bola Tinubu has expressed his deep concern over the political situation in Gabon and the socio-political stability in that country. Tinubu's reaction came as after a group of Gabonese military officers appeared on television Wednesday announcing they were putting an end to the current regime and cancelling an election. According to official results, President Ali Bongo Ondimba won. The special advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Ajuru Ngalale, while speaking with State House correspondents, expressed Tinubu's belief that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to the constitutional resolution of electoral disputes must not be allowed to perish in Africa. According to him, the president is working very closely and continuing to communicate with other heads of state in the African Union towards a comprehensive consensus on the next steps forward with respect to how the crisis in Gabon will play out into how the continent will respond to the contagion of autocracy we are seeing spreading across the continent. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), Nyesom Wike, has dared the leadership of his party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), to suspend or discipline him. Wike, who spoke exclusively with newsmen on Wednesday, said he has not seen the party chieftain who will suspend or expel him from the party. The ex-governor said he informed PDP leadership before he took the ministerial offer of President Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). Wike said he remained a PDP chieftain despite working for the APC government. The PDP power broker and member of the G5 group within the main opposition party said he owed no one an apology for supporting power shift to southern Nigeria. Meanwhile, a chieftain of the new Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), Engineer Buba Galadima, has dismissed the suspension of the party's presidential candidate in the last election, Rabi Okonkwoso, by a faction describing it as a Nollywood and Hollywood joke. Galadima, who stated this on Channels Television's Politics Today, also insisted that NNPP is still intact. A faction of the party had earlier declared Kwankwaso suspended, citing material evidence in public affirming the former Kano State governor was involved in anti-party activities in various meetings. The group also claimed that Kwankwaso was also in political discussions with President Bola Tinubu, then candidate of All the Progressive Congress (APC), his People's Democratic Party (PDP) counterpart Atiku Abubakar, and Labour Party Peter Obi without authorization from the party. But Galadima, who claimed that the leaders of the said group had been expelled from the NNPP. The federal government yesterday said at least 23,000 people who disappeared under various circumstances, including insurgency, kidnapping, and others, were still missing. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, who stated this at an event to mark the International Day of the Disappeared at the National Human Rights Commission, said the exact number of people going missing in the country was not yet determined. Edu, represented at the event by Director of Humanitarian Affairs Ali Grema, said a more efficient mechanism was needed to improve the reporting and forensically trace cases of missing people. Earlier, the head of ICRC Nigeria delegation, Yan Bonzon, said family members of people that disappeared had been left with the anguish of not knowing the fate or whereabouts of their loved ones. You are listening to the news from the studio of Sawaba. Stay tuned for the rest.
This is News on the Hour, Sawaba Radio FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Jigawa State Government has rolled out palliatives for undergraduate students in some universities. The Commissioner for Information, Youth, Sport and Culture, Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmad, stated this on Wednesday while briefing newsmen on the resolution of the Executive Council presided over by Governor Umar Namadi. He said the State Executive Council approved the sum of 167,024,950 naira for the payment of registration fees to undergraduate students of 4 universities. According to him, the State Executive Council has approved the payment of registration fees in respect of the Jigawa State undergraduate students studying different courses at Federal University Dutse, Bayero University Kano, and University of Technology Wudil and University of Maiduguri. He said the decision was in line with the present administration's policy to assist parents with low income to cope with the increase in registration fees for their children. Meanwhile, the Jigawa government says it has approved 3.8 billion naira for procurement of grain for distribution to the poor and vulnerable people in the state. Joint Tax Office of Hadejia Security Committee, consisting of a group of security officers, seized some alcohol products in Turarawa areas of the local government. The items, including bottles of wine and other criminal items, were found after the committee launched a search in a suspected house. The executive chairman of Hadejia local government, Alhaji Abdulkadir Umar, presented exhibits to the newsmen, scholars, and other officials. He said dealing with alcohol is illegal, which is against the law of Jigawa State. The local government has been launching such raids from time to time to ensure the suppression of bad activities in the town. The chief imam of Hadejia, Sheikh Yusuf Abdurrahman Yau, chairman Jibris in Jigawa State chapter, other scholars and community development organizations attended the meeting. Earlier, the chairman of the committee, Abdulkadir Usman, says they received intelligence reports that there is security threat in the area. The Miyetti Allah Kautar Hore National Fulani Herdsmen Association has honored its state president Alhaji Umar Kabir as the most courageous and performing leader in carrying out the responsibilities of the group. Umar Kabir has become the leader of the Fulani organization that cares and serves the Fulani community, and his loyalty to the policies of the national bloc. The award ceremony was held at the Miyetti Allah headquarters in Kefi, Nasarawa State last Thursday. The national president of the association, Alhaji Abdullahi Bello Bodejo, presented the gold medal in recognition of sterling leadership qualities, commitment, and contribution to the development of organization in Jigawa State and Nigeria at large. Fulani groups and other individuals from all parts of Africa participated in the meeting. Alhaji Umar Kabir thanked God for the victory and thanked the Fulani community in Jigawa State for maintaining peace and the support they have given him. Leaders of the coup in Gabon on Wednesday named a general transitional president after seizing power following disputed elections in which President Ali Bongo Ondimba, whose family has ruled for 55 years, was declared winner. The claim took over sparked condemnation from the African Union and alarm from Nigeria over contagious autocracy in a continent where military forces have seized power in 5 other countries since 2020. Bongo, who's aged 64, who took over from his father Umar in 2009, was placed under house arrest and one of his sons was arrested for treason, the coup leaders said. TV images showed the head of the Republican Guard, General Brice Oligui Nguema, being carried triumphantly by hundreds of soldiers to cries of Oligui president. The coup leaders named Oligui Nguema transitional president according to a TV statement. Meanwhile, former President Ali Bongo appeared in a video calling for his friends to make noise after military officers in the oil-rich Central African state staged a coup. The Commonwealth has yesterday voiced fears about a military coup in Gabon, which joined the grouping last year and said it was monitoring the situation closely. The Secretary General Patricia Scotland said the situation was deeply concerning, adding that the Commonwealth Charter is clear that member states must uphold the rule of law and the principles of democracy at all times. This comes as after a group of Gabonese military officers appeared on TV announcing they were putting an end to the current regime and cancelling Ondimba's election. More than 60 people have died in a fire that engulfed a 5-story building in central Johannesburg today, the South African city's emergency services said. Dozens of others were injured, some suffering from smoke inhalation, and were taken for treatment at local hospitals' emergency management services, the spokesman Robert Maluzi said. Firefighters who were called to the scene put out the flames and search and recovery operations were ongoing. That has been the end of the news, but before I go, recap of the major story. You heard President Bola Tinubu condemns Gabon coup, says rule of law must not perish in Africa. Jigawa state government rolls out palliatives for undergraduate students. Gabon coup leaders name general transitional president. On behalf of the Department of News, our editor, Lukman Dairu, I am Khadija Nuru Yalleman saying thanks for listening.